iconic 90s movie.
Brother, you are going down.
It does not get any better. Al Pacino there from the 1995 Michael Mann classic Heat. So good in that with Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer. Now, we told you back in November that Christian Bale was circling a role in the sequel, and it looks like a done deal. He told my good man and fellow entertainment reporter Jake Hamilton in Chicago that he's heading back to the Windy City for Heat 2. Outstanding. Now, who will Bale play? We'll have to wait until 2027 when Heat 2 drops. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When illness or injury turns everyday moments into uphill battles, there are medical professionals who step in with skill, compassion, and unwavering dedication. My name is Joey P. I'm CEO of Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, and we are proud to highlight this month's MMC Heart for Healing recipient.
We recognize Dr. Sean Horowitz, a surgeon at MMC, whose reputation is built on as much his heart as it is his hands. Dr. Horowitz makes every patient feel like his priority. Whether performing complex robotic surgery or providing life-changing breast care, he combines elite technical precision with a rare, compassionate touch that truly defines him. Dr. Sean Horowitz, our MMC Heart for Healing.
If a doctor, nurse, or medical professional has made a difference in your life, tell WGNS. Help us recognize the medical heroes in our community by nominating them for the MMC Heart for Healing Award, and help us recognize the medical heroes in our community.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at WGNSradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Leanna to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Good to have you with us here on WGNS and on Rutherford Issues. We're glad you're along with us today. We've got a lot to chat about, don't we? Lots of things going on. Had some rain overnight last night. How much rain did you get? I am not 100% sure how much rain we got, but wasn't the 2 inches or so, I don't think. My yard would have been soggy this morning, or soggier, I guess we should say. Glad to be with you here from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios. Thanks to Sharing Change, MTE members are making a big difference just by rounding up their monthly bills to support local nonprofits. You can see how that works and how you might participate at sharingchange.org. Cloudy skies. What does it look like from the Rutherford County Square area? Just gloomy? Yeah, pretty much. Got 53 degrees there. Looks like 54 at the airport, 52 in Smyrna. I think that may be last hour's reading there in Smyrna. So around 53, 54 degrees, what we're looking at currently. A full look at the forecast is coming up here in just a matter of moments. Time for our salutes today, and Kimberly Davis is today's SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the Day for her community-focused approach to small business and local hiring. Kimberly Davis today, the recipient of big cup of coffee or 7 Fizz energy drink. Who knows? 20,000 combinations, Kim, to choose from over at 7 Brew Drive-Thru Coffee in Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and now in Laverne. So enjoy that as the SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the Day. Our recognition, built by SRM Concrete. They're locally grown, nationally known, and they're proud to shine the light on the folks who make a real difference right here in our own backyard. Let's see. Today, it is Andre Scales' birthday, and Andre happened to be the name chosen on the Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club. So congratulations, Andre. Enjoy the banana pudding from Slick Pig. Slick Pig is located over at 1920 East Main here in Murfreesboro. Slick Pig Barbecue. Yep, barbecue's in their name. Ribs, wings, yep, absolutely. But their homemade desserts, don't sleep on their homemade desserts. Trust me on this. Their homemade desserts are out of this world. Banana pudding included. So, Andre Scales, happy birthday. Our birthday club winner here for this Thursday, the 26th of February.
From driveways to highways, SRM Concrete has the right mix, on time, every time. Locally grown, nationally known, family owned and operated. SRM is the name you trust. SRM Concrete, you call, we haul.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
CBS Money Watch.
The FCC is asking the public for comments on the shift of live sports from free broadcast channels to paid streaming services. The agency says it wants to understand the current marketplace and how it impacts consumers. The FCC says NFL games aired on 10 different services in 2025, which could have cost a consumer more than $1,500 to watch all of them. And M&M's is asking fans to help choose a new flavor for its fall lineup. The 3 bakery-inspired options are peanut butter cinnamon roll, cherry chocolate cupcake, and lemon meringue pie. I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Thanks, Jesse, for the update. Right now, we're keeping an eye on the markets. The S&P falls as NVIDIA rolls over following earnings. The Dow is up 57 points, 49,539. S&P off 44, 6902. NASDAQ down 299. 22,852.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
This is Pastor Nikki Ajapong, lead pastor of Holy Hill Chapel.
Here are sermons on WGNS Sunday night at 7:30.
Our sermons are loaded with the keys of the kingdom. If you don't have the keys, you'll be stranded.
Visit holyhillchapeltn.org to hear our podcast.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Well, a look from the downtown WGNS studios. We're looking off to the northeast, right past the NHC building, the tallest building in downtown, tallest building in the county. What about the tallest structure in the county? Well, it's our tower right here in the downtown area. That's right. Little trivia you might not have known. But anyway, dreary skies, 53. Not seeing any rain on radar, but we're going to look at that here in just a second for you.
Well, Brian, it looks like we'll see mostly cloudy skies here for this afternoon with a high into the lower 60s. We'll have winds out of the north around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, cloudy skies with a low around 40. Friday, we'll see some sunshine, high of 66 degrees. Then on Saturday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high around 72. Sunday, a chance for some rain showers here late, increasing clouds, a high of 65. And on Monday, chance for rain, a high of 59. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Thanks, Jennifer. A look at our Rutherford weather radar. First of all, we're taking a look at how traffic's flowing along 840 east of Veterans Parkway and looking at the horizon there. A little gloomy, cloudy, but traffic moving along swimmingly, if you will. our live Doppler radar not showing anything. Here's one of the cool things that what we can do with our live Doppler radar is in this particular mode, which it's not showing much. Nothing, actually, in Rutherford County. But we get scans twice as fast. That's right. So you get information instead of every 5 minutes with a radar update, you're looking at every couple of minutes. That's going to be big during severe weather. We're pretty stoked about that. But not seeing anything right now in terms of showers, storms. Let's see. Let's pull up the latest short-term model run of the HRRR. I can get this thing to cooperate. Got to push the buttons in just the right way. Yeah, we're not going to see this rain is already pushed on out. Nothing to see here, if you will. This was from a few hours ago. And the last model of our long-term run shows everything moving on out. The next few days looking pretty good. Our next chance of any precipitation looks like it is going to be on Sunday. That's Sunday 6 p.m., so Sunday evening, the way that it's looking there. And a wet start to next week, but that's next week's problem, right? Don't forget, we've got you covered on the Rutherford Weather Channel, rutherfordwx.com. Keep you updated on impactful and severe weather. Now, when it's just general rain or whatnot, we're not doing updates on that. It's just rain. Now, if it's flooding, yeah, that's a concern. We're going to keep you updated on the Rutherford Weather Channel on things like that. But watches, warnings, things of that nature, you're going to be up to date and in the know if you follow Rutherford Weather on YouTube, Facebook, X, or Instagram. And be sure to choose more than one, because on Facebook, X, and Instagram, you're going to get our post, leading up to severe events. But when we're live, that's when you'll want a source that you can take anywhere. And YouTube is perfect for that. Phone, tablet, computer, television, any screen, you can pick up a YouTube. So like, subscribe, turn on notifications for the Rutherford Weather Channel. That way you'll always be informed on what's happening with Rutherford County weather. And of course, during warnings, we're always on FM 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSradio.com. 54 degrees, we're going to call it, in Rutherford County here this morning, and that's your forecast. Time to check the news from CBS.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Peter King. House Oversight Committee members are about to start questioning Hillary Clinton about any possible links to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. She'll talk to them from near her home in Chappaqua, New York. And while the former Secretary of State says she has no connection to Epstein, the Republican committee chair questions that. Here's CBS's Katrina Kaufman.
Representative James Comer has raised the issue that a nephew of Ghislaine Maxwell's worked on Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign in 2008, but what Clinton says through her lawyers is that she didn't know this was a relation of Maxwell's. What this seems like is yet another time in history where Hillary Clinton is being asked to answer for her husband, former President Bill Clinton, for whom there are some real questions for.
And the former president is due to testify tomorrow. Cuba claims that the people aboard a boat from Florida shot at Border Patrol officers, so they shot back, killing 4, wounding 6. The White House is showing restraint in its response. Here's CBS's Nancy Cordes.
The White House so far hasn't commented on the incident, but Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who was traveling in the Caribbean, said the U.S. is working to find out what happened. He called this very unusual. The Cuban government called it an armed attack from a speedboat registered in Florida that Cuba says came within about a mile of its north central coast.
The U.S. and Iran are talking again under the backdrop of a U.S. buildup of forces in the Middle East, and President Trump threatening limited strikes if Iran doesn't end its nuclear weapons program. CBS's Charlie Daggett is in Tel Aviv.
All eyes on those last-ditch talks in Geneva. Iran's foreign minister said he's hopeful a deal can be reached. U.S. officials I spoke with this morning say President Trump has been given a number of options that are ready to go if diplomacy fails and he decides to take military action.
Instagram says it'll start alerting parents if their kids repeatedly search for terms clearly associated with suicide or self-harm. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scher says the timing is fortuitous.
Meta's embroiled in 2 lawsuits that focus on the questions around mental health and safety of teenagers on their platforms. And those trials could end in landmark decisions that change the way the tech industry works.
Investigators are trying to find the cause of a fire that tore through a hog farm in London, Ohio, west of Columbus. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
A massive fire ripped through the barns on Wednesday. While firefighters were able to save about 1,500 pigs, an estimated 6,000 died in the blaze. Officials say no humans were hurt, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Wall Street, the Dow is up 73, but the NASDAQ has lost 340. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit recyclerightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you.
Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Recycling isn't just about tossing materials in a bin, it's about knowing which materials are accepted. Go to recyclerightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
This is Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Auctions are such a fun and easy way to buy real estate. We've got lots coming up. Don't miss out on this one.
Selling live and online. A 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a bonus in Smyrna. Zone C4 for residential, rental, or commercial use. Your choice. See you Saturday, February 28th at 10 a.m. or bid at maplesrealtyandauction.com. Call 615-896-4740.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Sold by Maples Realty and Auction.
On WGNS, we are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric and Big G TV. Well, that is brought to you by Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, improving community health for more than 7 decades. MMC provides access to affordable health care, cost-effective care from excellent physicians in advanced medical facilities. That's Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
Luxury adult toy company has admitted to getting hacked, and now their ritzy customers are worried they'll be blackmailed just to keep from having their shopping list publicly revealed. Besides emails and credit card numbers, Tenga says hackers also got their customer service records. If you do get blackmailed, besides calling the cops, experts say you should also just tell them you bought it as a designer desk ornament. This is the day you can watch 19-year-olds easily put you to shame with their superhuman ability to jump, run, and pedal a stationary bike until it smokes. They're holding the NFL Combine today in Indianapolis. The ad's pretty basic. Rhythm and blues guitarist and vocalist forming R&B band require harmonica and/or tenor sax, piano, bass, and drums. It was printed in the May 1962 edition of Jazz News by a couple of guys starting a band. They already had a name for it and everything. The Rolling Stones. That tattered old ad goes up for auction on Friday. That's what's trending. I'm Christian Chase.
Hi, I'm Wade Hayes, owner of Toots Good Food and Fun. I strongly believe that volunteers make a positive difference in the quality of life here in our community.
State Farm Agent Michael Busey serves as Vice Chair for Main Street Murfreesboro's Advisory Board. He is essentially the board's steady second in command, the person who keeps things moving when the chair can't be there, and helps to share the leadership load. Michael Busey, a dedicated volunteer with Main Street Murfreesboro, whom people can count on.
At Toots, we strongly believe that it's important for every one of our citizens to give some of their time and talent back into the community. And we want to honor these individuals with a Toots gift certificate good at any of our Rutherford County locations. 860 Northwest Broad Street, on Church Street in the Barfield area, in Smyrna on Sam Ridley, and Toots West on Franklin Road at Rucker Lane.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monty Bolaños.
The Detroit Pistons have the best record in the NBA at 43-14 after defeating the Thunder 126-116. Cade Cunningham led the way with 29 points and 13 assists. San Antonio trailed by double digits in the fourth quarter but survived 110-107 against the Raptors in Toronto. The Spurs have won 10 in a row. While the Nuggets pulled away in the second half and outscored the Celtics 103-84, Nikola Jokic 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists in the win. In men's college hoops, number 6 UConn crushed number 15 St. John's 72-40, snapping their 13-game winning streak. In baseball, the Blue Jays have re-signed pitcher Max Scherzer, and the Yankees announced that they're retiring CC Sabathia's number 52 and are honoring him with a plaque in Monument Park on September 26th. And on the ice, the Golden Knights scored 5 goals in the third period to beat the Kings 6-4.
There is an underground civilization underneath of the North American continent.
It's Coast to Coast AM overnight, every night on WGNS Murfreesboro.
Join me, Speedy, Adler, and Greg for the Rick Burgess Show on WGNS.
The Rick Burgess Show, weekdays 11 to 2 on News Radio WGNS. This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, tonight on WGNS, it's the Lady Raiders at Liberty. Big game for the Lady Raiders on the road this evening. 5:30, right after a shortened edition of All Sports Talk. It'll be on the air at 5:30, the women's game. Tomorrow night, we've got State Farm Prep basketball for you. It'll be at 6:45, okay? It's one game, region first round, one game, higher seed. We'll be at Stewart's Creek as the Creek welcomes in the Siegel Stars, and the winner moves on to the region semifinals on Monday night. So we'll be there at Stewart's Creek to chronicle the game for you here on WGNS. Then on Saturday night, we do it all over again for the boys semifinal. Still trying to decide on, you got to choose a game, and that's so hard to do, but we're going to do our best. Saturday is a big day. Coach's Corner, Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner at 9 o'clock. MTCS Cougar Corner at 11:15. Lady Raider, the men first. Raiders basketball as they host New Mexico State. That's an 11:30 airtime, noon tip right here on WGNS. Then that's followed by a 3:30 airtime, 4 o'clock tip for the women as they are at Delaware. Then we'll have our high school game around 6:45 or so. And that's what we've got coming up in local sports for you. I told you it was busy. Speaking of busy, the busiest man in the news business, Will Nunley, with a look at the statewide headlines.
Access Tennessee News. I'm Will Nunley. The Music City Loop advancing with impressive speed as Governor Bill Lee announces a major step forward for Nashville's transportation with the approval of the Boring Company's lease and permit for that Music City Loop. The loop will connect downtown Nashville to the airport with an estimated 8 minutes using underground tunnels. The project is entirely privately funded, meaning no cost to taxpayers. Construction will begin immediately with the first segment expected to be operational by the end of the year. Rutherford County is still dealing with the fallout of missed bus routes after contractor failed to retain insurance coverage, forcing dozens of buses off the road suddenly. Rutherford County Schools reinstated 6 of their previous school bus contractors after one of the largest bus contractors, Usrum Major Logistics, lost its insurance coverage due to a missed payment. The board then voted to terminate the contract. Now, remaining contractors are stepping up to fill those routes as service begins to return to normal staffing. More news in 30 seconds.
Our critically injured veterans and first responders are left behind every day because of inadequate wheelchairs. That's why Wheelchairs for Warriors is on a mission to serve America's heroes across the nation and provide them with custom-fit wheelchairs tailored to fit their needs, to ensure they're rejoining their lives at the highest level of independent mobility and function possible. From lightweight daily use chairs or adaptive sports chairs to all-terrain wheelchairs to get these warriors outdoors. Wheelchairs for Warriors serves those who've served us. To join their mission, visit their website at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Tennessee basketball fans may recognize a familiar face on the newest season of ABC's hit reality show, The Bachelorette. Lou Evans will be one of the 22 men seeking to win the affection of the Bachelorette this spring. The 32-year-old now became the first Utah native to ever play for the Volunteers when he arrived as a graduate transfer for the 2016-17 season. The new season of The Bachelorette will begin on Sunday, March 22nd on ABC. Will Dudley, Access Tennessee News.
True Blue Raider fans don't settle for just any gear. They shop at Raider Tees, specializing in Middle Tennessee apparel and accessories. No distractions, just pure Blue Raider pride. From t-shirts and hoodies to decals, stadium chairs, and exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. We've got it all. Stop by 111 East MTCS Road right across from MTCS and gear up today. Raider Tees, bigger, better, and go blue.
I've got pests, bees, buzzing rodents running all through my house. Ants chewing wood, and look, there's a mouse. I'm overrun with pests, but you're gonna be sure, safe and secure. It's the last rites for those pests. Call the best of the best to get rid of your pests.
893-7111. AmeriCare Services Incorporated. Call us today. 893-7111.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
More people depend on WGNS for local news that matters. We're your local news leader. News Radio WGNS. Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues is powered by our friends at Middle Tennessee Electric. If you've recently changed your phone number or your email, be sure to update your details at mte.com. It's the best way for MTE to reach out quickly to you. If there are outage updates, changes, billing, that kind of thing that you need to know about. Well, we're going to get in the know today with what's going on with the United Way of South Central Tennessee. That's a habit I've got to break somehow. How did you break it, Ashley?
I think just the more you say it and the more you present, you just get used to it. In the beginning, it was difficult for us too, when you're used to a name that you're presenting often, and then you just get used to it. So
I'm sure you saw my brain glitch when I was thinking, okay, that's not right. Don't say it. Yeah. So Ashley Wenzel is here, the Vice President of Development and Programs, and Haley Vaughn along the way as well, Director of the Alice Programs. So good to have you both.
Thank you. Thank you for having us back.
There's no telling what we're going to talk about. You've got programs in development and Alice programs.
You just never know.
You never know. But I would think, let's see, just going on past experience, this time of the year, there's got to be some VITA news somewhere.
Yes. We are, unbelievably, we're in week 4 of VITA season. So we are already out there serving our community. VITA is our volunteer income tax and assistance preparation free service for any individual or household that's less than $84,000. We were excited to see those numbers this year, the $84,000. That threshold's a little bit up from our previous years, which just means that we get to serve more people and that more people have an opportunity to get this free tax service. And so we are, our first couple weeks were a little rough, but we knew that would happen. As you know, Brian, we went from 4 sites last year with a few pop-ups occasionally to 9 full-time sites in all 7 of our counties. So it was a little rocky, but you know,
and
when
an
you're
ice storm.
And an ice storm and, you know, all the other things going on here in our wonderful state. But it's been really great. And, we're doing really well as far as serving the community, so that's exciting for us.
You mentioned that 84,000 number. That's not something that you determine. It's part of this assistance that can be given, right?
Yes. So the IRS typically determines that number. They give some flexibility to the coalitions that are doing these programs and grants and whatnot, but it typically comes from the IRS, a target number. And so, like I said, I think when I first started taking over VITA, it was $79,000, and last year 80, and this year 84. And so they're seeing that, you know, we talk all the time about our Alice folks, and that these constraints are difficult, and so they're raising that threshold a little bit, and so that's good.
You went from 4 to 9 sites. That's because of the South Central Tennessee absorbing more counties, and that has happened since the last time you did VITA.
Yes. And so for our county, so we're in every single one of our counties, and Haley will talk about how to get connected and where you can make an appointment and where all of our service locations are listed and whatnot. But for even our community, so we're still at Patterson Park. That's our primary site, have always kind of been our biggest site. So we are there, still at the Smyrna Town Hall, and the annex there in Smyrna. And what was really cool for this year is we also expanded even here in our county. So we took over the AARP site at the Technology and Engagement Center. And that was important because we were able to have more accessibility for seniors or folks that have a more difficulty getting into the building. Mm-hmm. Again, we love Patterson. We're so grateful for them, but it's not easy. The parking can sometimes be challenging, especially if it's during programming or whatnot, or camps. And then we're all the way in the back of the building. So this has been a great partnership in absorbing that AARP site at the Technology Center.
So that's over off of Old Fort, right? Or
Martin.
Yes, okay.
So yes.
Minerva.
Yes. Yeah. I know. I was thinking TCAT for some reason in my brain. So yeah, off Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, right behind the school there. Great facility too, by the way, and lots of technology there. So that's a great addition here to the city. It sounds like. So the city of Murfreesboro has a couple of sites for you there. Haley, this is part of a wider, I guess, net of places to go. And we have a lot of folks that listen from adjacent counties, but especially over in Cannon County. I know you have a presence there too.
Yes, we do. So we have the Adams Memorial Library site in Woodbury, which is our first year having that site there. So that would probably be the most accessible for those living in Cannon County this year.
And before, they had to come here, so... I guess,
yes.
right? Didn't they to Patterson,
yes.
Probably?
Which is okay, and that's one thing that we're trying
absolutely.
to help the messaging on, too, is a lot of people think that you have to be in our 7 counties or, live in our 7 counties, and you don't. Even if you work in a different county, we're partnered with Nashville and all the surrounding VITA sites, and so people can go to other counties, and that's one of our goals was to make sure it was most easy and accessible for them.
Yeah, so if you live in Shelbyville and work in Murfreesboro, you can stop by in Murfreesboro before you're on your way home, or you can go to the senior center there, or if other places. So I mean, it's very much not tied to where you are or where you live necessarily.
Exactly.
Good. So how have the first few weeks gone? Who wants to talk to me about that?
Well, I'll talk about that. We're really excited about our results, actually, Brian. So we are in our week 4. So I do results every beginning of the week. So we ended week 3 with just under 1,000 tax returns, and which is pretty awesome because our total goal with our grant contract is 3,500. Our team's personal goal is 3,800. We still have 7 weeks left. And like I said, a lot of those things, we were interrupted by a storm. We were but we had President's Day. And so we lost some days. But just to give some perspective, last year we had a total of 2,400 returns filed. And so we're only in week 3 results at 1,000. And so we are trending very well. Those 2,400 results, or 2,400 tax returns that we had last year, resulted in putting $3.2 million back into our community, right back in the hands of the folks that need it. And so I can only imagine what our results are going to be when we get to share them at the end of VITA season.
Yeah, so you're almost halfway where you were last year. And I know we've got a bigger area and a lot more folks. So I mean, your goal was, I guess, it was pretty lofty, but it's still very attainable too.
Yeah.
With just the numbers there. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So, Haley, what do you need to bring? How do you do this? I mean, for the person listening out there, they may be saying, this sounds fun. I can, not fun. It doesn't sound fun. Let me rephrase. It sounds like something that I could use, but sometimes people are apprehensive and they won't do something just because they don't know what it's going to be like. So kind of walk us through that, what they need and that kind of thing.
Yeah. It may not be fun, but hopefully we make it a little bit easier with the process. So our website does list all of the documents that you need to bring. And we do walk-ins, but we also do by appointment, which we do encourage. Obviously, we have expanded our sites this year, which has increased a lot of our volunteer base, and we do really great about walk-ins, but by appointment is probably the best option, just so that we can come prepared. You can come prepared, and we can file those in a timely manner. But the quickest way and easiest way probably would be to go to our website, which is yourlocaluw.org/VITA. And that will show you all of the information. You can book your appointment and see what documents to bring on there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Just yourlocaluw.org/VITA, VITA. And that's a great place to go. Last year, over $3 million, I think it was, back into the community that people, so that, I mean, that's a huge economic impact too.
Absolutely. It just puts the correct tax credits right back into the hands of the people who worked and deserve them. And they don't have to pay that $100 or $200 fee. And so they're seeing that total amount of money. And our filers are, it's not just your everyday volunteer. They do go through, especially if you're a preparer, you go through the IRS certification process. And so they're all certified. And then we have to do every preparation that goes through also gets an audit. It's something that's required by another preparer on site. And so it's a really big deal for folks to get that money back. And, one of the things that we fight all the time, and I know a lot of our local politicians are as well, is all the predatory things out there. And so it may sound good that you can get your tax money back soon or early, but often they're taking a huge chunk of that. VITA is not that. You are getting every dollar that you earned on your income tax credit and saving the fees. And that's how we're able to put that kind of money back into the hands of our community.
And sometimes people will fall for the, we'll give you immediately give you your tax return. You'll get your money the day that you come in. And what they're doing is they know what you're going to get back. They're paying you, but they're also taking out a fee for that service too. And, with VITA and I guess direct deposit, these can be in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Or so.
And a lot of our families need these dollars right now. You see that when we talk about Alice all the time. I mean, this is putting lights back on, food on the table. These tax returns are really important, especially for the families in those thresholds.
So yourlocaluw.org/VITA. Very easy to remember. Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, VITA. You talked about, and we've got Ashley Wenzel and Haley Vaughn with us with the United Way. You were talking about the number of volunteers. Did you have to more than double the number, or is that right about the number you had to do, or how did that work?
Yeah, last year, I know I've been saying 55, but it was actually 53 volunteers last year. And then we do have staff that also does some of this,
Sure.
but there's like 3 or 4 of us. But we went from 53 volunteers to over 100 volunteers this year.
Yeah.
And they're great. Our volunteers are great, but sometimes, organizing and assisting volunteers is different than staff. And so it is a challenge, but it's great. And we're very blessed, and we spoil them. We try to take very good care of our VITA volunteers, because like I said, it's not just showing up somewhere for an hour. They're putting in hours and hours of work and doing pretty intense labor.
They're thinking, they're doing math and all that that I don't want to do. So that's why we need those. Well, that's great that you have that number of volunteers, and just the growth in the program. To me, it's kind of it's blowing my mind a bit because of how much. I mean, everything seems like, well, we just doubled everything that we've been doing. Yes. And here all of a sudden you need that many volunteers. And so a lot goes into the training and all of that with everybody. Yes. So hats off to the crew and the staff.
Thank you.
Great job on all that. Anything else we need to know about VITA?
I will add, we did add 211 as well this year to make appointments maybe an easier option as well, which is new this year. But calling 211, they will connect you actually with the best location and can set up your appointment for you. So like you said, people that are living in Shelbyville but maybe traveling to Murfreesboro for work would have the option, to choose which site would be best for them and what time those sites are open, etc. So. Well,
I know at least one person rolled their eyes when I gave the website. It's like, can I just please call somebody? So there you go.
Yeah, and 211, that's like Haley said, it made it much easier to use our 211 platform. And I think that's a tremendous partnership because it's so easy to tell folks, literally call 211. And a lot of times 211 can link you to a closer site or a different service even. So
yeah, and just a great resource for anything you need to know, right? 211. Mm-hmm. That's why it's there.
Exactly.
So how long will we be going here? All the way up to tax day or near tax day?
I think we shut off. I think it's April 12th.
Okay.
If I remember, there's been some going back and forth. Correct me if I'm right. I
want to say that it's close to that.
April 12th.
Well, let me look and see what day. April 12th is a Sunday.
So that that would be April 11th.
On that Saturday?
Probably our last.
Okay. Yeah. Because the 15th is that next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and we usually need a little bit of time to make sure that we've got all our transmissions in and our final number. But last year, Brian, they extended tax returns.
I was just going to think of that.
So you just never know if they're going to consider. I mean, they did consider the ice storm a state of emergency, so we don't know how that will affect it, and so that's why it's kind of a loose shut-off date. But
I wonder if that was too early on for that to be an extension, or people are still dealing with it, especially in other areas,
right.
And so who knows?
Yeah.
We'll
they'll
just
let us
wait
know
and see.
probably at the very
That's
end.
That's right. So before our time gets away, I do want to make sure we mention, and we've had a couple of stories on this already on the website, and just trying to remind folks to get signed up. I think my granddaughter maybe is just a little too young this time around, but I'm looking forward to maybe coercing them to go along and let me tag along to Storybook Breakfast here in the next few years. But that's coming up March 7th, right?
March 7th, yes. And so March 7th is our Storybook Breakfast. It's a very immersive day for little ones to come and read stories. We have all these characters there, as you know. My niece doesn't even call it Storybook Breakfast. It's Bluey Breakfast, which is fine.
Yeah, nice.
Because Bluey will be there. That's usually a pretty good draw. But it is March 7th at Overhill Elementary. We still have slots and tickets available at the 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I do believe the 9:30 is full, which typically is the one to fill up
so
fast.
You've got to get up a little earlier.
Got to get up there, but you can also get your tickets on Facebook or our website for that as well.
So let's see, tickets 8 o'clock. What about 11?
8 o'clock and 11.
Okay.
We still have availability.
But 9:30 sold
is
out.
full.
Gotcha. Okay. And this all supports the early childhood education programs with the United Way. And if you're thinking, what is that? Imagination Library is a big part of that, right?
Yes, yes. So we put the books in the homes of about 17,000 families through Imagination Library. And then we also have our Born Learning, which educates kids and parents on how to read and engage together and improve reading skills at home.
Yeah. 17,001. We've added
You
a new
just
one.
added.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you both coming in today. It's been fun.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Our friends with the United Way here, Ashley Wenzel and Haley Vaughn. United Way online, your local, uw.org. And for VITA, just put /VITA, VITA. That's going to do it for the program. Brian Barrett here. And until next time, take care out there.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home has served Murfreesboro.